Here are 17 things they don't tell you about living and traveling in Nicaragua. Just a heads up, some of these you might find a little upsetting or even disturbing. Number one, there's horses and cows absolutely everywhere, so you want to make sure that you watch where you're stepping because it can get a little uncomfortable sometimes. There's crap everywhere. So just a heads up, make sure that you bring maybe 2 pairs of shoes. 2, the roads here get super bad when the rain comes. Make sure you get your shots for tetanus and hepatitis and things like that, because everywhere you're going to be walking barefoot and there's puddles, massive puddles everywhere. You just want to make sure that you're fully protected because it's almost impossible to avoid massive puddles out here in Popoyo. It's very remote, swampland everywhere, and when the rain comes, this place gets flooded. When the rain gets really bad, it gets bad for days, and it can raise the river, and the river actually flows into the ocean, and there's a lot of garbage that gets dumped into the rivers that ends up getting churned up and turned into the ocean, and you end up swimming in it. So there is quite a few people that got ear and eye infections right after a heavy rainstorm. I got 2 ear infections and an eye infection for a couple days. I just took a couple drops and I was fine. So if there's a heavy rainfall, like after 2-3 days, you probably don't want to go in the ocean surfing right after a heavy rainfall. Next one, if you come here, you might not actually want to leave because it's so much fun. You're surrounded by nature, horses, cows, sea turtles, and there's huge pelicans that come down right in front of you while you're surfing, and it's just incredible. And so you might end up not wanting to leave right away, so make sure you make sure you plan for staying extra long in case you end up really liking it. The sunsets are actually incredible here. They're just as good as in Bali that are famous. They're famous for their sunsets, but the sunsets here are just stunning as well. If you're a content creator like me, drones are illegal in the country. You can't bring a drone, which really sucks because I had one on the way to Nicaragua, and I found out that in the airport you can't have them. So I had to give up my drone and sell it. It was kind of crappy, so no drones in Nicaragua. If you don't speak Spanish, you will want to brush up on your Spanish because it will go a long way here. There is people that speak English, but it's few and far between. So make sure you brush up on your Spanish because it could be hard to, when you get taxis and things like that, it's really helpful. In terms of finding like a private accommodations like an Airbnb or a private home, right now I found one place that was decent for $1,000, and they have maids that come in, clean your place a couple times a week, and it's quite close to the beach. So that's US, so it's not bad. I thought it would be cheaper. From what I could gather, if you want a nice place, a 1-bedroom apartment, you're probably looking anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400 a month, which is not as cheap as I was hoping for, but that's what I can seem to find around here. There's not a lot of choices for places either. When in terms of rentals, like in my area where I am, Popoyo, private homes, they're just not there. It's a very remote, quiet place. There's only a few homes. They are anticipating that this place will be very busy in about 10 years from now. There's land actually right behind me for sale, which is around $30,000 US, which I feel is very cheap. And the ocean is just literally a 5-minute walk from just behind that little hut you see there. It's a 5-minute walk. So for $30,000, 5-minute walk to the beach, I think that's pretty cheap. 10 years ago, the land used to be $2,000, and you don't even need to be a citizen to own land here. Foreigners can own land. So I think things are really starting to pick up, and I'm starting to see a lot of development happen. And people are anticipating that this place will be maybe more like Costa Rica in 10 years. That's kind of it's going to be a very busy surf town. Right now, this is a sleepy surf town. I think it'll be quite busy in like 5-6 years, give it 5-6 years. If you want to get around here, you're going to need a motorbike or a scooter. So make sure you have either some lessons. If you've never used one before, make sure you wear a helmet. Cops will stop you and ask for money. I've already had a couple friends get stopped by the cops and they had to pay right there on the spot. I don't know what would have happened if they didn't pay them. So just make sure that you wear your helmet so they can't even stop you in the first place. There has been cases of people getting dengue fever from mosquitoes, so the mosquitoes will eat you alive. Here after around 6 o'clock, you want to make sure you have repellent. Make sure you have long pants and a long shirt if you come, because you're going to need it, because these mosquitoes are brutal. They're starting to come out right now, actually. It's around 5:20. In terms of the localism and the surfing, I really didn't see a lot of localism. There's actually, everyone pretty much takes their time. There's, you know, I always will say hello to the locals and make sure that they get to know me really fast. I let them, of course, take more waves than me, and just to, you know, make a good impression and make friends with them as fast as I can. I find it helps quite a bit. They will take more waves, but there is not, the localism really here isn't really a problem in the water. So as far as I've noticed anyway, I haven't seen it, but there is alligators in the rivers, but not near the area I'm in, but they are here. There has been stories of alligators going in, out of the river into the ocean once or twice, and surfers had to get out of the ocean, but that only happened once since I've been here in 2 months. So it's not very common, but it is something to be aware of if you have a phobia about alligators. Now, I came here with the expectation that it would be super cheap here in Popoyo, but actually it's not incredibly cheap. It's around, you know, $15 to $20 US for one meal. So it's not like super cheap like you would see in the Philippines or say Sri Lanka, but it is reasonable. The waves are working in October, and normally there's a lot of rain in October, but we didn't get much rain in October, so October turned into this wonderful time to be here because there was no people and the surf was good. However, a lot of tourists start getting here around November and December, and from around Christmas time in January, the prices for accommodations go up quite a bit. Try to avoid cuts and scratches, because once you get a cut and a scratch, they do tend to take a long time to heal, and they can be really annoying if you're going in and out of the water quite a bit. So you want to make sure that you stay well protected, and that it can be a bit of a problem sometimes, especially if you're surfing every day. In this part of Popoyo, Nicaragua, there's not a lot to do other than surfing. So if you're not into surfing, you might get a little bored. There is a couple volcanoes to go up and see. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to do in the area I'm in Nicaragua. There's definitely other surf towns to go and see, and there's lots of good surf spots to go and see. The internet has been amazing. I haven't had any problems with the internet. I've been able to work and download, upload videos. The location I'm staying at is Casa, and I put a location in the description, and it was fantastic. You know, the people here are super chill, super nice. I find that knowing a little bit of Spanish goes a long, long way. There's your what to know about Nicaragua. If you've been here or want to come here or have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll be sure to answer them. I check all the comments. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.